And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks. And I told you we're going to have had a full day of guests today because I will not be taping a show next week because all of my producers are leaving town, and that's not my fault. And my new producer, Lauren, who's from Walker Valley, she's work study, and today's her first day, so we're not going to ask her to work next week by herself. So what you see today is what you'll see for the rest of next week. And y'all know you can find us on Facebook, or you can find us on the web, WTNB TV. And so my last guest for today, and I was thrilled that I could work everybody in today, I have Dr. Leland Ware, who is my chiropractor, who does a great job and keeps me relatively mobile. And then Scott McBoo. Okay. And so they are here today to talk to us about a new class that they're going to offer, an opportunity they're going to offer, which is called Reversing Diabetes. And so I think this is great. And Dr. Ware and I've talked about this a couple of times. I'm not diabetic, but we've talked about this a couple of times when I've been in his office, because you don't have to be diabetic to take this class that y'all are offering, but it is good for people who are diabetic and et cetera. So help me out with this, guys, because, just tell us a little bit about what you're going to do.
Now, this is, I think, like the 6th time we've done this program.
Wow.
I try to offer it at least once a year. And Nancy's right, it's not just for diabetics. There are a lot of other conditions that are helped by the changes in lifestyle that we teach you to do. So.
Mm-hmm. And some of that is weight loss, and some of it is maintaining your sugar, as everybody likes to say, and things like that. And also, I just think healthy eating is, now of course this is coming from somebody, and all my friends know this, I don't eat vegetables, okay, which y'all don't want to hear. But anyway, if it's green, I don't eat it unless it's peas. And so, but I think this is a marvelous opportunity for people to come and learn and find out. So this isn't just a one-day event.
No, it's not.
Okay, so tell us a little bit,
several
Scott.
nights.
What are we going to do?
Well, first, let's back up just a little bit. I think might make sense.
Okay.
I think you said some great points where I don't eat vegetables.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a diabetic emphasis. Mm-hmm. The program is definitely a reversing diabetes program, and I'm not a doctor. I happen to be one of those people that just lives the example of what this program can do.
Fantastic. I'm proud of you.
About 20 years ago, my father died of a diabetic onset heart attack.
Ooh.
He believed in having his cake and insulin, too. And it's a lot about choices, about what people want to do. And you would think with all that grand knowledge, I would have made some better health choices myself. But not too long ago, about a year ago, before I got involved in the Reversing Diabetes program, if you have the slide, you can see it, I weighed about 100 pounds heavier.
Okay, Adrian, can you flip that one up so we can see Scott's before and after?
So on one side of the picture, obviously, that's when I was wearing my slimming shirt, and I thought to myself, this is fine. You're out there having fun with your friends, and your photo comes up, and you realize, not doing so good. When your slimming shirt goes, I can't handle this anymore. So I was asked by our coordinator, Susie McClellan, to say, could you participate in the program? And I thought, well, I don't have diabetes, but my dad died of it, so it's there. And it was just the time to start following the program. And within about, a year's time now, I'm down about 100 pounds. I like to say I lost my daughter in weight. So my daughter's a 12-year-old going on 13, and she's about 90 pounds. And she's, I can't imagine carrying her around. This program is definitely emphasizing diabetes. But we've got a lot of people coming in talking about a lot of health principles. And this program will actually help you with obesity, high cholesterol. I'm no longer on cholesterol medication. I'm no longer on high blood pressure medication. I no longer pay the copays to see those specialists. So it's a money-saving endeavor. It's a health endeavor, and it's a 6-week program. Is that correct?
6 consecutive
weeks.
6
weeks.
consecutive, and that's important that people know that, consecutive. Yeah. You need to buy into it for, you're going to be doing it for 6 weeks.
Yeah, and it's really easy to do. I found it very easy to do. But the biggest thing I found was it's doable, it's achievable, and you feel better, and you ride bikes with your kids again, and you exercise, and you have fun because you're healthier, and you're going to live longer. And unlike my father, I'm going to be around for my kids, and, well, Lord willing, their kids too.
Absolutely, and that's wonderful. That's something we all would like to do. And I've tried to stay healthy, but here again, I don't eat vegetables, that many of them. I mean, I'll eat a salad, I'll eat corn, which I know we're going to talk about that in a minute, because corn is not one of those things that you should eat, because it's the starches are not good.
Well, I think you'll be surprised at the program when you come here. You'll take a lot of information that you take before you get to the program and realize that maybe you were misinformed of how
Oh.
it actually works. On the picture you see here, that's a brisket eating kind of guy.
Okay.
And like you, I said I couldn't make a change, but you get to a point where you go, I need to. And when you do it, you realize it's not hard to do. It's very easy to do once you get in there. And what makes it even easier through a program like we're presenting is you do it with other people doing the same thing.
And see, I think any time that you have a group together doing something and you're kind of accountable to other people, kind of like Weight Watchers and anything. I know we used to do exercise class when I taught school, and the teachers would stay after school. And as long as there was a group that we were kind of accountable to, it made us do what we were supposed to do.
And I think you bring up a good point, like Weight Watchers, great program, I'm sure. I've never actually done it myself, but one thing I know we do that they don't do is we don't charge you to buy anything. It's not a packaged deal. This is learn the information. Doctors like Dr. Weir, we're going to teach you about it, and you go to Walmart, to Whole Foods, to wherever you buy your food, it's not coming back to us. This is just a community service that says we want to help you understand and prove that it works, and you can go do it. We're not selling you anything.
Right. Well, I think this was interesting to me because I was at Dr. Ware's the other day, and I'm a widow, and so cooking dinner at night for me is, you know, let's make a potato. Let's put some butter and sour cream on it, and let's call that dinner. Well, then Dr. Ware says to me, you know, if you chill the potatoes, it loses the starch that turns to sugar that does, so you can explain this better than I can, but potato salad is better for you than a baked potato. So,
Yeah, you learn little tricks.
yeah,
Like,
little tricks like that.
a chilled potato, you cook it and then chill it, the starch becomes resistant and it doesn't spike your blood sugar like a baked potato would.
Right, but the baked potato is so good with butter and sour cream. And so that's, in case y'all are wondering what I'm doing with my phone, I lost my notes that Dr. Ware sent me to ask questions, and they're on my phone, and now I've got Siri going crazy, and Siri needs to go away, okay, because she's taking down everything I'm saying. So, okay, so we're going to talk about this, this defeating diabetes, but we don't have to be diabetic to do this. So, explain to everybody what you're offering.
Well, the program, like we said before, will help a lot of different conditions. He mentioned heart disease, nervous system disorders can benefit from this, depression, a lot of conditions that are chronic can improve through this program. And you get some resources that you can take home. There is a small fee to participate in the program. It's only $50, and you get 6 lectures. Well, actually, it's 8 lectures, 6 consecutive weeks, and then we do a 3-month follow-up and a 6-month follow-up.
Oh, okay, so you're going
To help people stay accountable.
I started to say, you're going to make us accountable, okay.
You also get 3 books if you attend all of the first 6 meetings. 2 of them you get just on your first visit, your first meeting. You get the full plate fiber guide, which fiber is one of the keys to reversing your diabetes. This little guide, a little pocketbook you can take with you to the store, and it helps you understand what foods are high in fiber.
And I don't do well with that either, so.
You'll also get a little booklet, the participant handbook. It has all of the recipes. In addition to the books, you also get a meal every night.
Oh, wow.
So all the
Okay.
recipes that we serve are in this book.
Oh, so
you
you're
can
going
make
to
them at
feed us.
home.
Okay, very good.
It has little worksheets that you can fill out as you listen to the lecture with the key points, so when you go home you don't forget the key points.
Yes.
You can have a reference for that.
That's good.
It also has a sheet where you can do your SMART goals to help you stay accountable. A lot of good information in here. And then the full plate diet book is another one that you get just for signing up. Talks about how you can add fiber to the food you're already eating,
Oh,
and
okay.
gives you some guidance on that.
And I love it says slim down, look great, be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, yes.
I'd like to point out with this book, it's an interesting program. A lot of diets are what you have to cut out.
Yes.
This book starts with what you just start to add.
Oh, okay, that is
And
good.
so it doesn't say you have to stop You
I
may
can
end
still
up
eat
going
corn on the
there,
cob?
but
Okay.
it wants you to add more healthy foods to
I-
your
I
lifestyle
got you.
and make those baby steps.
And that's the whole thing to me. Anytime somebody changes their lifestyle, it's really tough to do it immediately. And if
It
you do
is.
the baby steps, the small steps, and just head into it that way, it's a whole lot easier.
Yes.
And do you have another book?
If you attend all of the first 6 meetings, you also get this cookbook that has a lot of great recipes in it. Even has pictures of some of them so you can see what they're supposed to look like.
That is good. That is really good, because sometimes I have done things from a cookbook that I wasn't really sure that's what it was supposed to look like. So I think pictures are always good in a cookbook.
It's called Kick Diabetes. So
Okay, so now when are we going to start this?
Starts September 12th. It's a Thursday
Okay.
evening. The meeting starts at 6:30.
Okay.
But we're also doing a lot of testing prior, blood pressure, A1C, weight. So we ask that they come early, 5:30 to 5:45,
For
to
the
get
first
started
Okay.
with the testing,
All right.
registration, and all of that. And it'll be every Thursday night for 6 consecutive weeks,
And then how long does it start at 6:30 and last?
till about 8.
Oh, okay, hour and a half. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Where are you going to be doing this?
It'll be in the Bowman Hills School Gymnasium.
Okay.
It's at 300 Westview Drive
Okay.
here in Cleveland,
Very easy to find, right off of Ocoee Street.
right off of North Ocoee.
And so now, if there's people out there that say, I need to do this because this is somebody's going to take me by the hand and lead me through this, and I need to do this, how do they sign up? What do they do?
We will put this information up later, but either email health@bowmanhills.org or call to make a reservation at 423-504-6222.
Okay, and we've got a big, oh, it's on the screen right now. Okay, so this is giving you all at home the opportunity to get the phone numbers, the cost, and the location, and it starts September the 12th. Okay, and it's an hour and a half on Thursdays, 6 consecutive weeks.
Correct.
And then you're going to have follow-ups. I think that's great.
Yeah, and those dates we will let you know
Right.
toward the end
So
of the
these are
series.
so that you don't fall off the wagon.
Right.
And you come check in and everybody brags on you because you've stayed on schedule.
You may have listeners or viewers who don't have diabetes.
Right.
It's time for them to come and bring their father, their mother,
Yes.
so they can change the trajectory. Don't be like me. Don't let your dad die because you didn't know about this information.
Right. And I think this is so good. Now, will both of you all be teaching parts of that?
I
or-
will be hosting and saying hi.
Okay.
We've got doctors, PhDs, medical, all these different people who will be presenting the material.
Okay, good.
And I just get to be there and say, I had the food and I get to meet all the great people.
Okay, and I think that's great. So is there a limit to how many people you can have in a class?
I don't remember what the occupancy of the gymnasium
Oh,
is,
okay.
but
So that's what we're looking at.
a couple hundred, I think.
Okay,
is-
that sounds good. I didn't know, sometimes people do these things and they say, we don't want more than 12 or 15. But you're not limited to how many people you can have.
If we get overflow, we'll create more training sessions.
I understand. I do understand. Overflow would be wonderful. And folks, this is something, as the gentlemen have said, it's not necessarily that you are diabetic, but you may have a history of it in your family, that you need to start checking yourself and
Right.
being sure, and also some things that you need to learn about weight loss.
Right. And I guess there should be a point of clarity. This is specific to reversing type 2 diabetes.
Right.
There has been some benefit for those with type 1 diabetes, but they're not getting off their insulin.
Right.
But they have definitely reduced the amount of insulin they have to take. They've gotten off other medication. So they're still diabetic, but they're benefiting from the program as well.
Right, and people need to understand that. But this type 2 diabetes is that one you can reverse.
Yes.
Correct.
And so, and that's what people probably need to know and do. I know my mother ended up 83, 84 being not quite type 2. They told her she could regulate it with her diet. Of course, my mother liked meat and potatoes, and so that, but anyway, she was okay because she'd lived to be 92, but she never had to go on insulin or anything like that. And I did take her candy bars away from her, which probably shouldn't have done, but I did. But anyway, so I think people need to be mindful of their health, and a lot of us try to do that. Like I say, I don't eat vegetables, but that doesn't mean there are some vegetables I will eat. But I think with you all working with folks on this, that will help them to know what they can and can't do.
It gives the information, and at the end of the day, it's you making the choice.
Yes. Which may or may not be a good thing. Dr. Ware can tell you, sometimes my choices are really, really good, but that's okay because, they're my choices, and as long as I have to be accountable for my choices. But, I have friends that have a weight problem that look at me and say, I'm going to end up diabetic if I don't lose some weight. So to me, they would benefit greatly from this program y'all are offering.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would agree. And it's like I said, it's not a different program. Even though the emphasis is diabetes here, it's not a different program for being obese, having high cholesterol. You could follow the same program and you'll have benefit for many, many different, several of the top 10 killers of the world today are health-related or nutrition-related foods,
Absolutely.
lifestyle choices.
Yes.
You follow this program, reverse diabetes, reverse heart disease. You can go down and down. And I'm not a doctor. Don't play one on TV. I've just seen what it's done in my life.
Right, and you lost 100 pounds.
Yeah, and I've gotten off the medication, and
Right.
So there's a lot of benefits that come from it.
And you feel better.
Oh, tremendously better.
Yes, and I think anytime you lose extra weight, you start feeling more active and like you can do things, which also helps with weight loss.
Yes.
So I think that's great. Now, is there a deadline for people to get with you all and register for this class? I mean, they don't just show up that night, right? Or do they?
Correct.
Okay,
I believe it's the Friday before.
okay. So we're starting the 12th.
I don't
That's
remember what the date
Thursday,
is.
11, 10,
So it would be-
9, 8, 7, 6.
The 6th.
September 6th, if I counted right.
And I would also like to point out, we've had people come to this series that don't think they can afford it. If you're one of those people that don't think you can afford it, call anyway. We have some assistance that
Oh,
is
great,
available.
scholarships.
So
That's super.
if the money is an issue, we'll be glad to work with you on that.
That is super. Adrian, can you put that slide up again that tells everybody the information of who they can contact and how we can contact? Okay, there it is for the people out there in TV land that are doing this, or if you're on YouTube or Facebook, there it is so that you'll know who to call and the location. And this starts September the 12th and 6:30.
6:30.
6:30 on the
Be there
12th.
early the first night.
Yes, because you don't, and I always love this. Okay, Adrian, I always love this because I did Weight Watchers for a while. I lost 33 pounds with Weight Watchers.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But some of the people you had to weigh in shoes, and some of the people would wear flip-flops so that, and I thought, I don't have time to change my shoes. I'm just whatever. But, whatever you weigh in with that first day is what you do. And so, but I always thought that was funny because sometimes, your shoes are not going to make a pound difference
Yeah.
in your weight. So, but I just thought that was interesting that people do that. So they need to come on the 12th if they're interested in doing this. Come between 5:30 and 5:45 so that you can test everything and know what you're working with that person.
Right. And the cost, I think the A1C test alone is worth the cost itself.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
The rest of the programs we feed you so you don't have to figure out, I wonder if this recipe's any good. It is, or it isn't. You at least have a sampling of it. You can
Right.
try it out that way. Less than a cup of coffee cost right there, for each night, 6 nights, you're in to change your life and what's going to happen here.
And I think that's great, and I appreciate you guys being on with me today, and I really do appreciate it because Dr. Ware and I talked about this several times. In fact, we started talking about this 8 months ago in your office, and I said, I need to get you on TV so we can talk about this so people will know that this is happening, because sometimes just a small portion of Cleveland, Brady County knows that something's happening, and then somebody says, oh, I've been going and it's 3 weeks into it and you can't start then. You need to start at day one.
Better if you start day one.
That's
But we have had people show up on day 2 because their friend came on day 1 and they
Okay.
go, this is great. They come in on week number 2.
okay, and that's good to know that they can do that. But after that, don't come.
Yeah.
Wait till the next session.
Yeah, you can. I think we can catch you up. You're going to miss something, but it's always better to start now versus
When
waiting.
You're in the mood to
Because
start it.
even if it's the 3rd week, we can help bring you up to speed in what you need to do.
Okay.
If you wait a whole year, that might be a health trajectory you
Right.
don't want to play with.
And you all do this every year.
We have
roughly.
been for several
We have.
years now.
Okay, that's great. Guys, thank you all so much for being on
thank you
with
for
me
having
today.
me.
I
Thank
really
you.
do appreciate it. Folks, it's been a great day in Nancy's neighborhood. And like I said, we've crammed 3 different segments of guests in today because I will not be doing a show next week. But check us out on Facebook and on YouTube and enjoy what we've done today for all of next week, the rest of this week and all of next week. And then I'll be back on with some new shows after that. So it's been a great day in Nancy's neighborhood. So bye-bye, folks.